and I want to try and attempt the Rockstar girlfriend makeup that's been going around. Also, I did do my brows a little bit differently. I don't know if you can tell very well on camera, but this back half is like red. It's just an eyeliner. I did my brows like usual and then just kind of filled it in. Figured do something a little different to go with my little different look. And I say different because the whole thing is like the Rockstar girlfriend makeup is just kind of like dark and smoky and like a little grungy, and I don't generally do that. So different brows to go with a different kind of look, I guess. But yeah. But we are gonna go right into it. This is from Beaute bar. This is the Unoriginal palette. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, so I don't want to risk anything. And I am, because it's a little more cool toned than I was expecting, but it works very well for my intended purposes today. I am just saying this now. All of the matte shades are labeled Unoriginal Nude with the following number, so I will just be saying the number. The shimmers have their own names, so when it comes to that will be a different animal. But yeah, also I am mentally preparing myself to have to wash all of these brushes because I have a bunch of fluffy brushes, a few smaller dense fluffy brushes, and I'm preparing myself. But on a large fluffy brush, I'm gonna take a mix of 3 and 4 just so I have a little something up in my crease. And well, I guess this would be, would this be lid space? Or above lid space, whatever we want to call this. But I'm just doing that because I generally like to go from light to dark, especially when it's something like this, so I don't want to overwhelm myself. And you know, someone's probably going, oh my god, Poser, you're only doing this because of a trend. Yes and no. Yes, because sometimes I do like to do the occasional makeup look trend when I have nothing better in my head. No, because the only live concerts that I've been to so far, I say so far because I'm actively trying to get a chaperone ticket, but I don't think that's going to happen, so alas. But the only concerts I have been to live have been rock concerts. Because, you know, my father was born early 70s. So, and that ended up being his music of choice, so that's what I grew up on. So, and then on a slightly smaller, fluffy, dense brush, I'm gonna take some of, ooh, what do I want to take? Maybe some of 5 and a little, just 5 for now. I want to go from browns to black, so this is why I'm going oof is all I have to say. But no, the first 2 concerts I ever saw live were, both of them were Alice Cooper. One of them was a solo show, and the other, oh god, this is not looking good. Trust the process, trust the process. Push comes to shove, I can cover everything with glitter. I'm going back in with the original brush with 3 and 4 to help kind of blend this out. First one was a solo show in the Lynn Auditorium in Wild Concept, Lynn, Massachusetts. And then the second time was in Mansfield at the Xfinity Center. I mean, to be fair, it was only my one experience there. I hate the Xfinity Center with a burning passion of 1,000 suns. But it was him and, was it Eric Winters? Was that the guy's name? But they were opening for Deep Purple. I don't remember who it was. Eric White? No. Like I said, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to text my father and be like, hey! But they were opening for Deep Purple. I think we stayed for a song or 2 after Alice ended. But we went mainly for that and we got cheap tickets, so it wasn't a do or die. But no, the lady next to me. And then with this like little round brush, like it's not round, but like it's kind of round. I'm taking some of 10 with some of 12. 12 is just black, so we're gonna start the process. But no, the lady, oh no. The lady next to me was smoking weed all night long. And I was I would have been 15 at the time. She was smoking so much that I got a secondhand high. She was smoking so much that my father was like, hey, we'll switch seats, because everyone was standing, even though it was like a seated thing, but it's an outside arena, so everyone was standing still. You know, as we were leaving, and going to the car, he's like, I thought you were being over dramatic with how much she was smoking. I'm like, no. I'm like, this isn't just me being a goody two shoes and asthmatic. This is me going, hey, this is a little concerning. But no. First two I saw were Alice Cooper. I had the chance to see him a third time. I also had the chance to see Kiss, I think. But they were both on a school night. And back to the slightly goody two shoes thing. I was also in honors and AP classes. So I'm like, I can't because they're like I'm pretty sure the Alice Cooper show, the one I didn't go to, was right before testing, and I'm like, I cannot do that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, I didn't score that well on my tests anyway, but it was still, I'm like, I'm not playing that game. Because I was in AP math for the entire time. I was not good at AP math. Don't even get me started on calculus. But since I'd already taken the math classes when in middle school, I only had so many math choices that I could have gone to without repeating, you know, lesson plans, so I didn't really have a choice in the matter. I'm going to take a little bit of the NYX glitter primer, and I'm just going to tap that on the empty space, and we're going to go in with shimmer to see if any of it will cover my sins, my shames, if you will. But no, so I saw Alice Cooper twice. Those are both with my father. And then I saw Queen by myself when they came to Boston, because I love Queen. And obviously Freddie Mercury's dead, but I also love Adam Lambert. So I was like, oh. And it's the whole, hey, Brian and Roger are really kind of old. Don't know if this is going to be the last tour. Don't know if they're going to die soon. So I splurged and I bought Queen tickets. It was TD Garden. It was club seated. Not to like toot my own horn or anything. It was like, and then I'm actually going to spray this, ooh, I'm going to close the palette first. I'm going to spray this brush with some Sand Spray, because I noticed that it's a little harder to pick these shimmers up with the brush, but I don't really want to dirty my fingers right now. So I'm going to go in with the shade Replicate, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to have it here, and then go in with the lighter shimmer here, because that's what I like to do anyways. But we're gonna, okay. Could be worse. Could be better, but it could be worse. Again, that's just my, I don't do a whole lot of smoky looks like this. So. And then I saw Måneskin by myself as well. Also TD Garden, which I was a little surprised by. And ironically enough, sorry, other side of the brush, I'm gonna go in the shade, going with the shade Token Shimmer 1. It's just like a white with some like pink reflex, so I'm gonna, yeah. Ironically enough, my coworker, she's no longer my coworker, she left, but we're still friends. It was her first day at the store, which I didn't know because it was a Tuesday, and I don't generally do Tuesdays. Apparently it was her first day at the store that day, and she was also there, which we did not realize we were at the same concert until like 3-4 months later, because it was either October or November. No, it was September, because I had Queen the following month, which was October. So I think we didn't know until like January, like December, January, that we were at the same show. She was on the floor and I was up in seats, but still, it was kind of funny. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. Also, I'd like you all to know that I'm filming it 9:50 in the morning. Sorry. Now you get to see my reminders in my, what I was listening to last, which was Be My Lover from Alice Cooper. But it's 9:50 in the morning. So, hopefully I'm going to try to get a second look done. Hopefully something colorful, but, you know. I'm not going to do a winged eyeliner today because I don't hate myself that much. I really need to sneeze, I'm sorry. But I am going to go in with the NYX Epic Wear liner stick in the shade Pitch Black. And I'm just going to tightline. Why would I know? But it will also give that extra, like, depth and dimension that the black isn't really given, but I can always go in and deepen it up a little. Also going to tightline up above a little, just a little, because I hate the feeling of it. Like, so much. Ooh, I hate the feeling of this too, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But yeah, I've only been to 4 concerts. I'm not a concert person. Like, none of my friends like the same thing, so I go by myself. But you know, sometimes there are things that I'm like, I really want. Like, Queen was like this is probably the last tour they will ever do, so it's this is happening one way or another, and that is so smudged, derogatory. But yeah, but look, no, like I said, I'm trying to get chaperone tickets, but it's like San Diego Comic-Con. You get put into a lottery system to see if you get the ability to buy tickets. And ooh, ow. So the registration is open for a few days, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But I was looking at reselling prices already, and yeah, the lowest ticket prices I found are $500. And I'm gonna go back into the palette with just the shade 12, which is the black, and I'm gonna use it to smudge out the top a little. But honestly, as much as I would love to see Chaperone live in concert, I'm also gonna be saving myself severe amounts of money if I don't get tickets, which is sad, but like, because you know, I think I said this in my last video, so I'm sorry if I'm repetitive. Ooh, you know, tickets alone, don't know what the actual prices of the tickets would be. So whatever the ticket price is, I need to get a hotel for a single night in New York. Luckily, the date that I chose the registration for was not like cheap, but like compared to what New York can be. So hotel, which would be $300. And then I would also need an Amtrak tickets, because I need to get home, obviously, or not. But it's just one of those. It would be a lot of money, and as much as I would really like to, I don't know. And again, if I don't get the registration email or the lottery email, whatever we want to call it, I think it's a sign that the universe hates me. No, I think it's a sign that, like, hey, I should save my money for like an actual New York trip and not a day. So, but I'm not saying this is okay, but I think this is the best I'm getting right now. I'm going to put on some lashes and I'm going to see what I can clean up, but I will be back in a minute. Alrighty, I'm back with some lashes on. I either have a bug bite or a pimple coming in on my chest, and that's a little rude. I'm really hoping it's not a bug bite, because if it's a mosquito, there's been West Nile virus found in my city, so it happened last year too, and I'm still here, unfortunately. But let's move on to base. I'm gonna go in with my fancy dancy old reliable glow recipe watermelon glow niacinamide dewdrops. I'm gonna do a relatively light. I say relatively light. It's gonna be a skin tint and then like a matte concealer. So light-ish. I know I'm not out because I can still see some, but that means I can finally break into the big bottle I have downstairs in my bathroom. Yay me! I haven't even opened it. I don't know why I kept it down there instead of up here, since I don't know. What do I know? And I put way too much on. It didn't feel like anything was coming out, so I might have gone a little too heavy-handed. Ow! And I just stabbed myself in the eye. But no, I didn't do something too big or crazy for lashes because I don't. My eyes are already like heavier in tone than I usually go, so I don't want to do like a super heavy, not heavy, but like super big and like in your face lash. So I went with the one that I almost always use anyways, so c'est la vie. And then I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick in the shade 2. I might have put too much primer on. I know I did actually. So this may be a little too dewy, so I may have to, what's the word? Set my face after. But I've got some on. Make sure to twist it all the way down. Make sure it's, this is not dried out yet. I've seen people complain about that. But again, I always make sure to twist it all the way down and make sure the cap's like stuck on. And then a fluffy side of the Makeup by Mario brush I always use. Like I said, I think this is an F4 brush, but even the by Mario is rubbed off a little. I also need to eat. I don't know if you heard it. I hope you didn't. That would have been embarrassing otherwise. But my stomach just growled. So once I'm done with this, I need to eat. I have half of a kimchi croquette that I got when I was at H Mart yesterday because I went out yesterday. Thank God. But went to H Mart, got a few. I got a little mochi donut. It's either mochi or mochi, and I can never remember because there's somebody at the brewery that my parents go to all the time, and his name is either Mochi or Mochi, so it always gets me messed up on the food. I can never keep them straight. Like I said, cannot whatsoever. But I got a little donut. And I got the kimchi croquette. I have half of it left. Had some yesterday, but that was yesterday. And then there's gems on here. I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in the shade 1.1N Royal Icing. Mostly because it's the one that I had sitting right by me. And I didn't want to go find a different concealer. And because I have like 2 matte concealers, so wouldn't have done much anyways. But just gonna, I really don't want to go into work tomorrow. Really, really don't want to. And I hate them so much. Same brush, different side. We have a group chat with the new manager and our old manager. I don't know why they keep texting on the group chat, especially if my original manager is on maternity leave right now. But they keep texting the group chat instead of texting the the acting manager directly. So I keep getting texts at like 11 o'clock at night from them because they're like, oh my god, this is happening at the store. Why don't you text her directly? I don't want to be hearing from you people outside of work if it doesn't have to do with me. Like, last night it was about the card reader. Like, that did not need to be a full, this does not need to be an everybody discussion. That could have been a text to her and be like, hey, just so you know, this is this. And realistically, it probably just got unplugged. Because there's a lot of wires down there, and it could have just gotten jostled around. That's what happened with the Bluetooth the other day, because I had to go and deal with that. And basically what I did is I unplugged and replugged it in to make sure it was fully in, and would you look at that, it started working again. So they get on my last nerve sometimes. And again, I don't want to hear from you people outside of work if it's not directed at me specifically. I mean, I don't want to hear it if it's directed at me either, but like, oi, oi. I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour in the shade 2. I could have used a contour, but I don't really want to, but I am going a little lighter than I usually am, so I don't look too bronzy, you know? I don't know. I might try to do my makeup again in a few hours. Obviously something more colorful because I've done 2 neutral looks back to back. But like, I might not. We'll see how I feel. I'll probably feel like no. We'll also see if I do anything, because that will obviously impact whether or not I come do my makeup again. Like I said, not going too heavy-handed on this. I mean, it may look it, but it's less than it usually is. Bam. Slightly sculpted. Need to wash my hair tonight. Like, I washed it Sunday night. But I need to wash it still. I'm also totally gonna need to, set my face. And I can't see. Also, I realized how bad my vision had actually gotten. And I was like, ooh. And then I'm gonna go in with the Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Tan Line. This is one of the newer, like, summer shades. It blends out kind of like neutral-ish on me. And I'm gonna go over with a powder blush. Because I don't want to look too blushy, but I don't have any liquid blushes or cream blushes in the tone that I want. And I need a cream base before I layer powders on, because otherwise it just looks too, I can't explain it. But slightly smaller brush, and I'm just gonna focus it like right up here. But it's definitely a more neutral kind of color on me. I'm gonna bring it a little under the eyes and out, but not too far in like I usually do. Back to my doing something a little different. It's funny because even though I've done things for the past 2 days straight, I kind of want to go out again, but I'm like, literally for the past 2 days. Like, Sunday was only, it was like I was out for an hour and a half, but like I still went out, still went and bought snacks. Yesterday, went to H Mart in this little Japanese store in Brookline, and then I went out again separately. It's just one of those, I don't know. And since I'm looking a little too glowy, I'm gonna go in with my One Wild 5-in-1 Essence Primer and Finish Powder. This is like my favorite powder of all times for like longevity wise, because besides on my nose under my glasses, and that's just because I haven't perfected that yet, this is what I always wear like when I'm out wearing makeup. Like, I brought this with me to New York and my makeup stayed on my face. And again, it was hot and gross. But again, I can't be too shiny right now. I'm also not putting as much on as I usually am, because this isn't like a, oh my god, my face needs to be set and not move kind of thing. It's just a, I'm taking it off in 40 minutes. And this is from Tower 28. This is the Get Set powder blush. Oh, Get Set Blur and Set Matte Powder Blush. This is in the shade Sawtell Slushy? Sawtell Slushy? I don't know. I got this because, literally just because, it was the DoorDash Sephora thing. So, but I layered it on top of this and this looked really, really nice. Because, like I said, I don't want something too, there's a brush here. I don't know. I can't explain what I want. I mean, I never can, but like, especially with blush, I have like a specific, but I layered these two on top of each other a few days ago, and I'm like, kind of brings me to the tone that I wanted. Then I'm taking just a teeny tiny bit of the One Size Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio. We're gonna go in with a little bit of Made for Shade and the tiniest bit of Cut Up. This is the wrong side of the brush I want to use because this side is more fluffy. I'm gonna buff a little into the back of my hand because, like I said, very, very lightly. I just want to reinforce it a little, and again, I didn't have a whole lot on to begin with, so it's just like a light dusting. And then just go over a little with the powder brush and the blush brush again. just a little. I do generally like most of the pigment of the blush to be like here, because then it can kind of fade and not like drape, but like. And then this is from Colourpop Cosmetics. This is the Super Chalk highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. I almost forgot for a second, which is wild, because I've been using this highlighter since high school, so that's a little scary. But I deserve to be pretty sparkly. I was gonna say pretty and sparkly, but just pretty sparkly. There's no and involved. There we go. I don't know why, like, I understand the people who do like clean girl makeup just want to look kind of like natural and pretty, but like otherwise I don't understand why people stopped wearing like people don't really wear highlighter much anymore, which is sad and rude. And everyone's like, oh my god, I want, you know, 2016 and fun makeup to come back. Then wear it. Some of us never stopped, and like, I am not defending her in any way. I am the first person to criticize her. But Michaela, whatever her last name is, you know, people are like, oh my god, she only knows how to do 2016 makeup. Some people like that. I'm still wearing tons of makeup. Let's be fun and whimsical. And again, people are like, oh my god, 2016 makeup needs to come back. People need to like start wearing fun makeup again. Some of us never left. Alright, lips are going to be a slightly intense thing. This is from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Pencil in the shade Wherever Walnut. I got you. And I'm gonna more line the outer. Like, I'm not gonna touch my Cupid's bow or the under of my lip, really. You might think that's weird. You'll see in a second. But okay, I'll bring a little, but I'm not gonna like shape it with this. Same thing underneath. Gonna kind of leave the center a little empty. And then we're gonna take the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in the shade Deep Taupe. And then I'll overline with this. And I'm also gonna bring it in a little to the Makeup Forever shade, just so it doesn't look too harsh and stark. There we go. I'm just gonna blend it in with a lip brush. Who would have guessed? Not me. So I'm going to go in with the Colourpop So Juicy Plumping Glossy Lip Oil in the shade Beverly Drive. This is like a blackberry color. It's not super intense. I just want something a little different, but I don't want like a red lip, because that's scary. So I'm going to use this instead. Again, it's not super blackberry tone, but I didn't want a monochromatic lip and cheek for once. I know, who am I? But this kind of lip goes with this general vibe, so I guess it's okay. Alright, I'm not 100% sure how I'm feeling about this lip, but I think it's just because, again, I usually just match my lips and my cheeks, so I'm like, ooh, it's just a little off. But I'm gonna go attempt to fix my bangs, but I will be back in a second. I'm ready, and this is the finished look. Like I said, I think the only thing that's really throwing me off right now is the lips, and that's again because I usually color match these two. But I don't hate it. Like, I don't think it came out 100% like I had planned, but it's still something different than I usually do. A little more cool toned, a little more smoky, a little more like shopper glam, not my like usual colorful glam. But like I said, I don't hate it. Again, I really like how the blush looks. I really like how the base looks too. And I just put my mirror into my tub of lip liners, so fun. But yeah, like I said, I might try to do another look. I might not. I want to say it's I was gonna say 11. It's 10:52, so pretty close. So I have time to make up my mind. But yeah.